Huge news in the world of MMA broke today. As per ESPN's Ariel Helwani, Anderson Silva is back. It was announced today that Silva is going to receive a one-year suspension from USADA, dating back to October 2017 after it was deemed his positive drug test was due to contaminated substances. Meaning, as of October of this year, he's going to be eligible to compete again, and Silva has made it known he has every intention on resuming his career. I can't talk about this subject without giving full disclosure. From very early on when Silva first ended up in the UFC, he didn't just become my favorite fighter of all time, but my hero in life. I've been following his career and going through it with a fine-tooth comb for many years now, so I feel like I have to acknowledge this because admittedly, I feel like I have a biased opinion when it comes to the Spider. But either way you look at it, this is really exciting news and it gives us MMA fans something to look forward to. It's a full-time job keeping up with the news of the MMA world, and with that, so much gets lost in the shuffle. Fighters come and go, but the show always goes on. I was really beginning to think that we may never see Silva fight again, so this news is surprising to me. The naysayers will say that Silva has slowed down and is washed up, and he has slowed down, but he's far from washed up. Physically, he doesn't have the same speed or reaction time he had in 2011, but the ability to score a devastating finish in the blink of an eye is still very much there. He's one of the very few active fighters right now that can truly put us on the edge of our seats. If you look at Silva's last 4 fights and were to give a very brief synopsis of them, he won the fight versus Brunson. Brunson went on to score 2 first-round knockout wins over Dan Kelly and Lyoto Machida after that fight. It was a close fight, and many thought Brunson probably should have gotten the nod, but not a robbery by any means, and Silva performed well. I personally think he was trying way too hard to get the highlight reel finish in that one, but in the fight before the one against Brunson, in an unprecedented move, Silva stepped in on 3 days' notice to fight Daniel Cormier, who was preparing to fight John Jones in a 5-round fight, just a month removed from having emergency gallbladder surgery. He lost the fight and it was a lackluster affair, but managed to be in no real danger the entire fight against the current heavyweight and light heavyweight champion. And despite the major disadvantage, Silva still hurt Cormier at the end of the 3rd round with a kick to the body, putting DC in major trouble just before the sounding of the horn to end the fight. He lost the fight versus Bisping, but that was one many feel as Silva was robbed on. And I'm not here to make that argument, but the fight being in Bisping's backyard of London, England is something to note. Silva added a few good clips to his highlight reel on that one. And the fight before the Bisping one was the fight versus Nick Diaz at 183, which was an incredible scene. Most of the attention about that fight will be the fact that Silva tested positive by USADA for a banned substance. Not the fact that he was competing just 1 year and 1 month removed from literally snapping his shin in half and having to have a steel rod the length of his shin surgically implanted in his leg to repair the broken tibia and fibula. I totally understand how fans firstly remember the banned substance issue, but I was always kind of surprised at how little attention that fact got from both the fans and the promotion. But none of that matters anyway. The only thing that matters is that one of the greatest fighters of all time is back, and there are all kinds of awesome possibilities. I've seen fans on Twitter throwing out all kinds of suggestions, and a lot of them really excite me. I wonder though, is it time to finally do GSP versus Silva? Does that work, or should Silva step in against a mid-tier guy like when he was booked to take on Uriah Hall? Exciting times in this sport, and I'm game for whatever the matchmakers come up with, but if it were my call, I don't even have to think about who I'd want to see him fight. It may not be a fan favorite pick, but I think it's a fight that is absolutely necessary. Say what you will of the first 2 fights, but there is unresolved business at hand, and it just might be the right time to settle this once and for all.